My career in engineering spans over 40 years, and everything from the X-15 to the space shuttle. But aside from the engineering aspect, what I relished the most was the people. The people that I had a chance to meet and work with over that career. I've been asked many times, what was the biggest challenge with a career like that? And it was learning how to learn. When we received the contract for the Apollo program, it was one of these, wow, okay, we got the Apollo contract, now what do? How are we gonna go do this? How are we gonna go put men on the moon? And do it in 10 years. There were no textbooks out there that told us how to do that. We had to learn how to learn to do it. And one of the critical things in that learning process, one of our lessons learned, was that you're going to make mistakes. It is imperative that STEM students not only understand social media, but begin to see how it can be evolved, how we can use it in a productive way. I think that we have to understand that technology and how to integrate it into the curriculum in the classroom. It is part of STEM, so we need to spend all the time we can to understand how that medium can be applied as a tool to solve the social problems and the technical problems that we're going to continue to see over the next century. The single most important area for you to invest your time in is communication. You need to understand what good communication is, how it works, and how to do it. Reading and writing is the #1 issue that we're facing in our workforce today. People, and I see it with students no longer really have the capacity to understand how to write correctly. If you can be the smartest person in the world with the STEM information and knowledge, but if you can't communicate it, it does us no good. Diversity in the STEM fields is almost a given today. A lot of that is because of the way our culture has evolved. All of our experiences involve different races, different genders, different backgrounds, different cultures. And that diversity is going to be crucial. It's going to be a crucial element to success. Diversity is important to provide a background for what's going to be happening in the future. None of us can really predict the future with any accuracy, really. There are things that we can observe and suggest may happen. But really, the future is going to be defined by the young people today and their choices. And so that's why I'm very interested in seeing more different kinds of cultures engaging in STEM and participating. I would encourage everyone who wants to who sees a career in STEM to think about it in terms of the team you want to be on, because you will be working on in a team. But the team you want to be on is the one that has the broadest perspective, the greatest amount of tools that are going to be available for whatever the challenge is that you're working on. And that'll come from the diversity of that group. Working for a government agency like NASA can be a very rewarding and fulfilling career. If that is your goal, if that is your passion, what you want to do, then clearly you need the foundation, the STEM foundation, in terms of core curriculum and materials, and you need to choose one of those paths. It's usually easier to get a job or a career with a smaller organization. A large corporation, it's more difficult to get into. NASA is very difficult, and Boeing are difficult to get into. But If you know someone, if you've networked, if you've got people who are friends, these are potential pathways into those organizations. Large organizations give you the benefit of security, gives you the benefit of higher pay, usually more dynamic programs. So it's a question of choice. How do you see your career evolving? Where do you want to be? Back in my time, in the early 60s, choosing a career meant going to work for NASA or Boeing or an organization, and I would be with them, and my loyalty would give me a career path that would span decades. That paradigm has changed today, and so in today's world, going to work for these kinds of organizations will portend a shorter series of career and more of them. Again, my generation, it was not unusual to have a 1, 2, or 3 career lifetime. Today's generation, you're looking at 12, 14 different careers in your lifetime. The opportunities in entrepreneuring or in self-employment are also very, very successful, can be very successful. It takes a little different skill set. I would suggest that you might want to invest some time in personal planning, understanding self-discipline. You have to be. And it opens up a lot of different opportunities. So I would also encourage STEM career paths to be flexible and adaptive. And once again, we don't know what the future holds for us. We're not sure. I'm asked several times, well, what do I need to learn for tomorrow? Well, it's hard to tell because the technologies haven't been invented yet for tomorrow. You're going to do that. And so, by definition, you'll also be defining your own career path for the future and the choices that you'll want to make. Identify and find your passion, because your passion is what will guarantee success in life for you. That's what you want to discover. And we all have passion, but we all don't appreciate it sometimes. If your passion is tinkering and cars and machines, then mechanical engineering, that's your focus. And the investments that you make in those efforts towards that passion and the communication skills that you adapt are going to guide you, and I guarantee will take you to success.